Okay. In the past couple weekends, I have attended two different auctions and made some very interesting purchases. I wanted to give you a brief overview of what I got. So there's a good wide shot of everything. Um, there are representative samplings from larger lots. Let's start off with the auction that I went to on the 8th. You can see here I bought 5 lots for $10 each, where it says flat choice, and then a silk scarf with box, which I paid $175 for. There was a 13% buyer's premium, so the total I spent there was $254.25. The 5 lots that I got were all these vintage science fiction pulp magazines, and there's close to 100 magazines altogether in the 5 lots, so I'm just showing a couple of representative covers there. The scarf that I bought is an Hermes scarf, and I showed a picture of it in my previous video. I'm not going to unfurl this now, but it's in the original box and it's dated from 1954 and is a pretty scarce scarf. You can refer back to my last video to see a good detailed look at it. And that's what I bought at the auction there. And then the next weekend, I went back to E.S. Eldridge. This is the same auction house where I had the good fortune with the Flow Blue and the Planters Peanuts deck of cards. You can see I bought 11 lots here, and we'll go down through these in more or less in order. The World's Fair lot, that is what you see here, the red compact and the spoon and these postcards. I paid $10 for it all. I don't think it's going to be a huge money maker. For some reason, people prefer to collect the 1939 World's Fair over the 1933 World's Fair. There are 2 postcards here from the 1939 World's Fair. Otherwise, there's 2 postcards from 1933, as well as this spoon and this makeup compact. I also bought this sterling silver snuff box, which you can see has a nice inscription on it there in German. From what I understand from one of my avid followers, the box appears to have been given to Friedrich Schaefer, and it was apparently a gift from his students, perhaps, as a memento. I bought 2 different lots of magazines. One was mostly yachting magazine, and the other was the Rudder. These are all from the 40s and 30s, and I paid looks like $37.50 for the 2 lots altogether. So we'll see how those do. Another lot that I purchased was kind of a big miscellaneous lot. There were a couple of silver mechanical pencils. One is sterling silver, the other is silver plate. There are these really gorgeous 800 silver German enameled souvenir spoons. This really lovely Bakelite necklace, which I've already restrung because the string broke on it, and a couple of interesting Art Deco makeup compacts. The next thing that I got, very excited about this. This is just one of dozens upon dozens of these large 8x10 photographs. These were all taken to show off the fashions that the estate owner was designing back in the early 70s, and she made a whole line of children's clothing, and she did her own photography as well. Some really gorgeous shots in there. Additionally, I bought a lot of bridge score systems and cards. The one that I was most interested in, though, was this really fancy Art Deco one. The artist's name is A.J. Noor. I haven't been able to find out anything about him, but each card in here has a different woman's profile. Very, very stylized. I'm curious to see how it does. I spent let's see, I spent $15 on that lot. Another thing that I bought was this Art Deco style faux tortoiseshell hair comb. Women used to wear these to hold their buns, their hair buns in place, and they were just huge, magnificent works of art in and of themselves. So that's pretty exciting. And that was $12.50 for that. I bought a couple more lots of playing cards, and I think I got some good stuff in here. Now, nothing that, you know, approaches that $360 that I got for that one deck of cards, but some really cool stuff. First off, there was this fortune-telling card set, and that's complete. I've already gone through all of these. You can see this is from 1943. This is another neat one that I really like an awful lot. It is a double deck of cards that is in this slip box. Well, I call it a slip box. It's not slipping out super well. Kind of takes two hands. But it's a really gorgeous set of cards from the Gibson Playing Card Company. I've got these Lady Ascots, and that package is still sealed inside of there. One thing that I found out in my research is that there are people who are collecting single cards these days. And so I had some loose cards in here, so I'm going to experiment with those and see how they do. Some nice Art Deco designs there. And those two lots together were $30. And then the last lot that I got was a miscellaneous lot, mostly books. There was this one really nice postcard album with some really interesting views, and I think the person that I was bidding against was probably primarily bidding on this. I was mostly interested in this book here, which I showed in my previous video, Expert Card Technique. This is a first edition with the dust jacket. People are trying to get upwards of $100 for this on Antiquarian Booksellers Exchange, so we'll see how that does. There's also another nice first edition here in dust jacket and slipcase, Introduction to Sally by Elizabeth. I don't think that's terribly valuable, but it's kind of an interesting book. This book here seems to go for about $10 to $15. That's Dr. Hollick's Complete Works. And there's a lot of interesting illustrations in that book. And lastly, I don't think this is terribly valuable, but I thought it was kind of interesting. The Animal Frolic by Toba Soho, or Sojo perhaps. And these are illustrations from antique Japanese prints, all featuring animals. And there you go. So we've got a pretty good haul this week. I've got a lot of selling to do and not a lot of time to do it in. So I'm going to let you go and start taking some photographs. Thanks for watching.